Following that would be the national anthem.
Let's bow our head. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for all that you have bestowed upon us for these past times. As we gathered here to launch the Sculpture Park, Lord, we ask you to bless us. Whatever we do, be in your glory. And as we rebuild after Hurricane Beryl, may this initiative be one of be very beneficial to us in this twin sister isle. We ask you to bless us and take us home safely. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. We are asking the students to come forward to lead us in the national anthem. Thank you. Please have your seats. Go ahead. Just sit. Our Minister, Honorable Tevin Andrews, he's on his way. Ms. Alison Keaton, Director on the Board of Directors of Green Tourism Authority for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. Mrs. Carl Hashtialik, Chief Operations Officer at the Green Tourism Authority, and other staff of the authority. Mr. Jason Decaz Taylor, the project consultant. Did I say it right? Yes. Good. The students, parents, especially invited guests, media, our stakeholders, boys and girls, pleasant good morning to you. Good morning. Right. Let me take the opportunity to thank everyone for joining us here this morning in such an historic event for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, and not just Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, for the entire Grenadine chain of island. Our first underwater sculpture park, and it's something that we ought to be proud of. Give ourselves a round of applause. Woo. Right, so I promise you that the program will not be too long. I know that it's hot and the excitement is across at the JT, right? So we are inviting our director, Ms. Keaton, Ms. Alison Keaton, to provide us with the welcome remarks. Ms. Keaton, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, boys and girls. It is with great honor that I get to welcome you to A World Adrift, Carriacou's first underwater sculpture park. Thank you. This significant project is quite important for us as we deal with the climate crisis. Most recently, we were all, those of us who were on Carriacou, who were recently traumatized by Hurricane Beryl. And it goes to show us how just sensitive the environment is and how each of us can do our part. The sculpture is really going to be a balance between the environmental stewardship and tourism. And the good benefits it's going to bring to the island as people come from far and wide to see our underwater sculpture park. They'll also get to realize that Grenada is at the forefront of being climate resilient. So the sculptures you'll see today, I hope you all take the opportunity to go across the street and look at them and the beautiful children who are portrayed in them. It's really nice that you are present today. And also Mr. Taylor, who's brilliantly designed the sculptures. So not only is it an important project for the environment, it's also important for the economic benefits that it'll bring to us. So thank you once again for coming on behalf of the Grenada Tourism Authority and the government of Grenada.
Thank you very much. I think I need someone to assist me. Mr. Noel, I'm calling on you for the next speaker. Right. So thank you very much again, Ms. Keaton, Director Keaton. And of course, as she indicated, it is something that we have to be proud of. The fact that it will bring visitors. A lot of people will come to Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. We were thinking, okay, after burial, no one will come to Carriacou and Petit-Martinique again, following the devastation. But then now we have this that we can look to bring people here. We know that after the hurricane, a lot of people have been coming. People have been saying, oh, tourists is not coming to Carriacou. But of course, tourists have been coming. They're probably not coming for rest and relaxation and vacation, but they're coming to assist us, innit? Right. So to give an overview of the project, we are inviting my manager, the Chief Operations Officer at the Grenada Tourism Authority, Mrs. Hashti Alik. Let's welcome her.
If you will just indulge me just to pull this a little forward. Right. I think I'll just use this one. Thanks. Wow, this is such a wonderful turnout this morning. Good? I think so. Distinguished guests, esteemed partners, students, members of the media, community that is here, and the viewers online. Good morning, and thank you so very much for joining us today for this monumental occasion. The unveiling of the new underwater sculpture park here in Carriacou. This project is more than just an artistic endeavor. It is a beacon of our island's commitment to sustainable tourism, cultural enrichment, and environmental stewardship. Today, we reflect on the journey that began with an idea born nearly 2 decades ago, and look ahead to what this new park will bring to Carriacou, our tri-island state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique, and to the wider world. Our story began in 2005, when the visionary sculptor, who is here with us today, Mr. Jason DeCaires Taylor, partnered with the then Grenada Board of Tourism, now the Grenada Tourism Authority, to bring a new concept to life, the world's first underwater sculpture park, listed as one of the 25 top wonders of the world by National Geographic. It's located in Molyneux Bay, and this was officially opened in May of 2006 as an environmental mitigation measure. Why? Because Grenada suffered severe coastal erosion and reef damage, which was caused by Hurricane Lenny, which had monstrous waves, great storm surges. The purpose of the underwater gallery in Grenada was clear from the beginning: to engage our community with underwater environment that surrounds us, to act as an artificial reef to protect the coast, to create a new tourism attraction, and to protect and help rejuvenate our delicate marine ecosystem. The sculptures have drawn global attention to the destination and is one of our unique selling propositions. and they have indeed helped ease the pressure on our natural coral reefs by providing an alternative attraction for divers, snorkelers, swimmers, kayakers, and marine enthusiasts. In doing so, they have encouraged a deeper connection between people and the marine life that defines our island's ecosystems. Today, we take another bold step forward as we unveil this new park in Carriacou's waters. Minister Andrews asked one question at a tourism stakeholder consultation led by our chairman, Mr. Randall Dolland, last year in July. Why does Carriacou not have its own underwater museum? And his reply was, next year. And guess what? Here we are today. This new collection, entitled A World Adrift, stands as a timely and profound symbolic, stands as a timely and profound symbol of both artistic beauty and environmental resilience. In the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl, which left a trail of devastation, this project reminds us of the power of renewal, hope, recovery, and resilience, not just for our land, but for our seas as well. This park is not just an addition to Carriacou's cultural landscape, it is a testament to our commitment to sustainability and climate resilience. By creating spaces that integrate art and nature, we highlight the importance of protecting our environment in the face of climate change. As the sculptures become living reefs, they will contribute to coral regeneration and provide a sanctuary for marine life, ensuring that future generations inherit a thriving ecosystem and ocean. We affectionately call Carriacou the cradle of culture, and this new sculpture park reinforces the legacy. It will elevate Carriacou as a must-visit destination, drawing visitors from around the world who seek a unique blend of culture, history, and environmental stewardship. As we continue to market Carriacou and Petit Martinique as a key part of our tri-island state, this project is critical in positioning our islands as leaders in sustainable tourism. By integrating art with marine conservation, we are offering something unparalleled in the tourism world. We are not just showcasing beauty, we are fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation for our natural environment. These sculptures tell a powerful story. Through Jason's work, we are reminded of the fragility of our environment and the urgent need to address the climate crisis. Jason and his team have created these sculptures to reflect resilience, a quality we have come to embody here in Carriacou. Using techniques that promote coral growth, crafted from marine stainless steel and pH-neutral green cement. These sculptures symbolize the delicate balance of our ecosystems. The art will transform over time, providing a tangible message of hope, adaptation, and recovery. The ocean is said to be one of our greatest teachers. It shows us how to bend, how to adapt, to renew, and energize. This sculpture park embodies those very lessons, providing a place for reflection, a place for learning, and the appreciation of the balance between humanity and nature. This unveiling is not the end of the project, but the beginning of a new chapter for Carriacou. As we look to the future, we remain committed to creating opportunities for economic growth, environmental sustainability, environmental stewardship, and cultural expression. This sculpture park is just one step in our journey to make Carriacou a hub for creativity, for conservation, and resilience. Thank you, and let's continue to dream big, take action, and create a sustainable future together. It now gives me great pleasure to invite the students that are represented in our wonderful Drift collection to share with you the significance of each letter of the each letter of the World Adrift with their acoustic poems. So let us give them a round of applause as they come to share with you. Move this around. Ready?
Yeah.
Don't come closer since it's really hot. Come a little closer because y'all are kind of right to perfect. You can come Mr. Tan. Wonderful.
A is for actions. Let's act to keep our planet alive. W is for water. Water is life.
O is for organic. Let's reduce our use of pesticides.
R is for responsibility. You are responsible for the decisions you make. L is for love. Love your environment, use less, and recycle more.
D is for determination. Follow your dreams. Anything is possible.
A is for awareness, the first step towards living a more sustainable lifestyle. D is for doable. Your actions can protect our aquatic ecosystems.
R is for respect. Respect every creature, plant, and space. I is for innovation. Release your creativity and be a source of inspiration.
F is for future. The future is in our hands.
T is for time. The time is now.
All right.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Right. So thank you very much, Mrs. Hashtialik, and thank you very much to our students as well. I know that many of you probably have been seeing the videos, have been seeing the photos, and of course, these are the familiar faces. Our future in Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, of course, it is bright. Jason Taylor is an award-winning sculptor, environmentalist, and professional underwater photographer. For the past 17 years, Taylor has been creating underwater museums and sculptures packed beneath the waves, submerging over 1,200 living artworks throughout the world's oceans and seas. Themes explored by these artistic installations include, among others, the climate emergency, environmental activism, and the regenerative attributes of nature. The sculptures create a habitat for marine life while illustrating humanity's fragility and its relationship with marine world. Taylor's subjects mainly feature members of the local community, focusing on the connections with their own coastal environments. Museums are places of conservation, education, and about protecting something sacred. We need to assign those same values to our oceans. Join with me and welcome the mastermind behind the Underwater Sculpture Park, Mr. Jason Taylor.
Oh, that's okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming today. I just wanted to start by just showing you a small video which just documents some of the process of how the sculptures came about. I actually came here around a year ago when we first started the project, and we were very fortunate to work with Rena and the local schools to be able to scan all these lovely models here. And this video should show you a little bit of that process. Curl, have you got it? Is it? We start it again. There we go, thank you. That's just 1 year ago from when was it? In I think October last year was the beginning of it, and so that's been all the process of making some of the components in the UK and then bringing them all out here. And obviously it was planned for much earlier in the year, but Hurricane Beryl really changed things up, and all the fabrication was meant to happen here on the island, but we had to change course and build them all in Grenada. So today was a really big moment for us, getting them all from Grenada over to here, and then over the next few days we're going to actually be resting them all on the sea floor. I thought I'd just give you a little bit more background about some of my art, and then a little bit more about this sculpture. I don't know if the PowerPoint is here, and if my clicker's working. Oh, no. No clicker. Okay. Okay. I won't take up too much of your time today, so I'm going to go through fairly quickly. So I first started many years ago working at art college, and I was very interested in about how sculptures and how objects change according to the environment that you put them in. So I made sculptures and put them in different areas, and then watched how they changed and took on the characteristics of their surroundings. And then I found myself living in Grenada, and I always thought it'd be really interesting to do something underwater that would be shaped by the water and the surroundings and the marine life. And there was a big problem when I was living there. It was just after Hurricane Ivan, and a lot of the natural reefs had been really destroyed by the hurricane, which had left just a few pristine areas, Flamingo Bay and Grand Mole, and so that was concentrating all of the tourism. And so, along with some of the other dive centres, I came up with this idea of using one of the bays, making all these artworks and artificial reefs as a way of sort of bringing people away from those natural areas. So you can see tourists have a very big impact on reefs, and it's important to sort of try to offset that. So I started off by casting local residents in a very primitive sort of way, by putting plaster of Paris on their faces, and then making plaster casts from that. These young children were very lucky they had the scanning approach. Normally it's plaster on the face, and it's quite a difficult process. So these were the initial pieces that all went down into the sea. And these were school children, all formed into a circular formation. And we built them all separately and then actually connected them all together on the sea floor. And when I first started out, I didn't have any financing or any backing, so I funded it all myself. So I had to try to improvise to make sure that it was affordable to buy the materials. I couldn't rent big boats and cranes, and so we just built it all in pieces and had lots of volunteers that helped. And then this piece, which is the Ring of Children, and it started to sort of get a lot of attraction. A lot of people started to go and see it. It kind of became quite iconic. It started to get colonized by loads of different species. And I was just really fascinated. All these different sponges and corals, sort of tunicates, worms, all these different things started living on the surface, and they all became really vibrant and bright. And for me, that was the sort of beginning of my career. I never really thought that there was something that was going to lead into a full-time job. But I was very fortunate just being in Grenada and having the opportunity to do it, that it kind of led me down that path. So from there, I've started to go on to other places in the world. I think we can go quite quickly with the slides. This was another one in Grenada, The Lost Correspondent. This was its listing in one of the wonders of the world, alongside other Great Wall of China and all sorts of different places. Then got asked from other countries seeing the park in Grenada. I got asked to go to Mexico and do a similar project there. They had another problem where 350,000 people were going to see all the natural reefs and causing a big problem. So there I made around 400 sculptures. They were all specifically designed to actually aggregate large-scale colonies of fish. We also planted corals onto the surfaces so I could dictate which way they grew, save certain species. These particular fan corals were all ripped off the reef during storms, and we were able to take them and then actually plant them onto the surfaces. This was in Lanzarote, so in the Canary Islands, the Atlantic Ocean, very different environment to the Caribbean Sea. This was in NASA, making a really large piece, almost 15 feet high. Also working in the Thames, in the river. In Bali. In Norway, in cold water environments that had a sort of different marine life. There's sort of shrimps, seals, all sorts of different creatures would come in. I then moved on to underwater architecture. So this is a piece in the Maldives. This is a building, a construction. The Great Barrier Reef. That took me 4 years to get the permit to work there. It was a huge project, 150 tons of materials that we had to install and build. Again, we planted lots of corals. This is a piece about climate change that actually changed colour according to what temperature the sea is. And that's something that I've been really more aware of each year, you know, especially here in the Caribbean. When I came here last year, you know, the sea was the hottest I've ever seen it. So many of the corals were very, very stressed and bleaching, and it was really worrying. And I went diving the other day, and I could still see lots of bleaching. And again, after the summer, temperatures are super, super high. This was from last year. Working again in Grenada, adding some more sculptures to the existing sculpture park there. This was called the Coral Carnival, so taking some of the characters from before. I think we got onto the wrong slideshow here. We got the wrong slide. Where's Curl? Sorry, it was the other presentation. There's another.
Do you want to show the?
I had a bit of the making of this one, but I think it's. It's okay. It's okay. I haven't got the PowerPoint.
No, the PowerPoint. Sorry.
I think it's got the wrong file.
No, I gave them. I'll go check.
Okay. Don't worry. It must be the wrong one. That's okay. I'm kind of finishing up anyway. I did have some more photos of the actual process of making the sculptures here. And I'm so grateful to all the students that came along today. It was, I think they're all amazing models. They've all made very powerful sculptures. And I think that's what I really wanted to show. That this particular installation called The World Adrift is a series of origami boats. And so I wanted to reference the boat building tradition of the island. But I wanted to also talk about the fragility of our environment and how some of these small island nations are particularly susceptible to, obviously, hurricanes, warming seas, rising seas. And so I wanted to have that combination of the youth steering and navigating a positive future, but I also wanted the viewer to be sort of reminded of that fragility. So we've got a very interesting few days ahead. We've got to install around 60 tons of sculptures. They're all going to a very shallow patch of sand next to Jacko Dan. And the idea is that it's an area that's very, very good for snorkeling, very good for diving. It's crystal clear and it's super accessible. So I'm really hoping that everybody can go and see it, and especially all you guys. I want to see you watching your sculptures over the years to see how they grow and get corals and change. And I also hope that it will be an important part of helping Carriacou recover after such a difficult event this year. And I must admit, I've worked in all these different places, and I've never, I was actually at the airport getting ready to arrive here to build all the sculptures here when the hurricane hit. And I've never had such a sort of big challenge to overcome. So for me, it's a real testament to all the amazing help and support that we've got this far today, that we're actually in a position to be able to install everything and to open up this new park. So again, a huge thank you to all of the students for all their amazing work. Thank you to Kern and Rena for all your support. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And thank you also to everyone from Carriacou for allowing me to work in your amazing island. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jason. I know that you're getting a bit hot and the excitement is over there, right? So please join with me in fighting. We know that everything that we do, we include, or we try as much as possible to include Pichimatnik, and you're seeing the family of faces that you would see over on the boat shortly. We have 6 children from Carriacou and 4 from Pichimatnik. Everything that we do, we always try to include Pichimatnik. And with us today, we have the chairperson of the Pichimatnik Whitsuntide Regatta Festival, who would give us some remarks. I now welcome Mr. Terence Logan.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Rena. Good morning, sorry. Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this historic celebration here this morning. Even though we are kind of jealous in Petit Martinique, I think we need a park as well. And Mr. Andrew, we need one for ourselves. But we know we are one here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, so we are so happy to be part of this historic moment. And we are also happy that our students from Petit Martinique is also a part of the Sculptor. So my brothers and sisters, in the wake of Hurricane Beryl, we stand together as a community, building, restoring, and renewing our hope for the future. The Underwater Sculpture Park is more than just a symbol of beauty or art. It represents our resilience, our unity, and our deep connection to the sea. For the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, it serves as a reminder that from devastation can come creation, and that by working together, we can transform adversity into something lasting and meaningful. This ark is not just a gift of our island, but to the world, showcasing our culture, our history, and our commitment to sustainability. As we move forward, let it inspire us to protect our natural heritage and to build stronger, more resilient communities. Brothers and sisters, I'm so happy that the gentleman that was here earlier on, who took initiatives to do this park for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and we thank him very much for his contribution. So, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the port.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. Thank you to Petit Martinique as well. As you heard Mr. Hoshalik indicated earlier on during our remarks at a stakeholders meeting last year, Minister Andrews asked, where is the sculpture park for Carriacou and Petit Martinique? And now we are not asking where is it, but we are saying here is it. I now welcome our Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, Honorable Tevin Andrews, to give some remarks. I welcome you.
Thank you very much, Roll Patterson. I want you to run in. I want you to come so you can hear all the good things that is happening. And I want you to hear what I say. Where's Roll? Call Roll. A pleasant good morning to all. Madam Chair, Board Rep, Board of Directors for Greater Tourism Authority, Ms. Alison Keaton, Superintendent ASP Glenn Charles, Assistant Superintendent for the Northern District, Mr. Charles, and I want us to recognize Mr. Charles in a big way because he is about to take his leave, and the fact that his assistance to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique after the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl has been one that we couldn't ask for more. So we thank you, ASP Glenn Charles. Please give him a round of applause. Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Jason. Where's Mr. Jason? He left. Thank you very much for the amazing work that you have done thus far, and we look forward for more collaboration for us to work together to hopefully, I'm not making a promise, but hopefully extend this culture, maybe, perhaps, to Petit Martinique. But don't hold me for that. I didn't make a promise. I'm just saying, being hopeful. Students, of course, the parents of the students, service providers, media, stakeholders, specially invited guests. Let me also recognize my personal assistant who is here, Ms. Lagarde, my office manager, Mr. Logan, and all the other hardworking people, Ms. Mills Rinner, for your consistency and your hard work in repping Carriacou and Petit Martinique Reed GTA. So we thank you very much. Now today, we parliamentarians are meeting in the House of Parliament to celebrate or to remember a fallen soldier, a former parliamentarian and former Governor General, Sir Danny Williams. All parliamentarians are there except me. Because while I underscore and understand the importance of remembering people who serve our nation, it's also equally important to underscore the importance of this initiative and recognizing that it is history in the making. So I would ask us to please stand and offer 1 minute of silence to the former Governor General and former Minister of Government and Public Servant, Sir Danny Williams, and then I'll enter into my short and brief remarks. May light shine perpetual upon him, and may God grant him rest wherever he is at this time. Thank you. So, about a year and a half ago, I recall the consultation that we had in July. Yeah? Well, look at that. We should have some more things. So I recall the consultation we had a couple of months ago, and I said, Carriacou and Petit Martinique needs an underwater sculpture park. Now, recall, for those of us who paid attention to my campaign, it's something that I promised, not officially, not on paper, it wasn't documented, but it's something that I promised because we have to find ways to help boost or to lift or to transform the economy of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The opportunities here are endless, but we have to create an enabling environment for people to take advantage of the opportunities that are here. So the underwater sculpture park, I believe, have tremendous benefits, not just for our locals to benefit from it, from the dive shops to the tour guides to the restaurants to the hotels and guest houses. Everyone will benefit as a result of this underwater sculpture park coming here. And of course, when the visitors come, they would have something else to do besides going to the Maroon or within the Saraka or going by Paradise Beach Club and enjoying some of the scrumptious meal. And when you open it again, Alison, very soon. But and there's an added attraction in this underwater sculpture park. And there's a story behind it, which I'm sure has been repeated several times already, so I wouldn't get into it. A beautiful story, mind you. And thank you so much for making that possible. So, as Member of Parliament and as Minister, my vision is to ensure that this beautiful island paradise grow from strength to strength. So the Underwater Sculpture Park initiative is just the beginning of many initiatives that we will collaborate with the Greater Tourism Authority and other agencies to implement. The plans for Paradise Beach, as we have to reimagine how we view Paradise Beach, and we have to reimagine how we view Sandy Island, and a host of other attraction sites. Our heritage site in Belay and other sites, taking into consideration that we are in a modern era, and while we recognize that we must protect our tangible and intangible heritage and traditions, we must also modernize, taking into consideration where we are going. So, the Underwater Sculpture Park is basically the brainchild to assist in revitalizing, re-energizing the economy of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And what a better time, now that Beryl have basically shut down just about every single thing. And it had to be installed before Beryl. Mm-hmm. Yes?
The boat came the same week.
The boat came the same, I recall. So you spent Hurricane Beryl in Grenada?
No, I was just about to, I was at the airport.
Just about to land, all right.
Yeah.
So it was just about to be installed. And Madame Beryl said, just wait one moment, I have some things to do. And 3 months after, we're here. And I'm grateful that we are here, that in spite of the devastation, in spite of the destruction, we're here to witness history. History because it is our first underwater sculpture park in the Grenadines. We did this. You did this. The first underwater sculpture park in the Grenadines. You may not understand how a big deal this is, but certainly, as the Member of Parliament and Minister, when I meet my colleagues in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially the Minister for Tourism and Comrade Ralph, and I see we are the first as it relates to an underwater sculpture park. They could boast about other things, but they can't boast about being the first to have an underwater sculpture park like this. Second to none. And maybe, just maybe, it might be more dived or most visited than the sculpture park in Grenada because of its uniqueness and because it's new. And people come from all walks of life, all over the world, come to Grenada to dive the underwater sculpture park. So, and of course, because of the underwater sculpture park in Grenada, that people come to dive, and of course the videos that are done and the reviews that are given, a lot more people learn more about Grenada. So it's the same spin-off we're going to have here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I want to encourage our people though, to understand what this means. It means that we have to notch up our services a little bit more. What we offer in the hotel, service industry, etc., hospitality, and take advantage of what's there. Our responsibility as government and our responsibility as the policy makers is to create that enabling environment. Now, if you don't want to take up that responsibility and those opportunities that are presented to you, other people are going to come and take it and grab it from you. I hope you understand what I just said. We have to up the notch a little with the services that we provide, especially in the tourism and hospitality industry sector. Alison Keaton, will you agree with me?
100%.
Precisely. So our hotels, and the government of Grenada put aside $27 million in the Grenada Development Bank. I want to encourage our hotel, tourism sector businesses to take advantage of the grant/loans that have been offered. $27 million, 26 million, $20-something million. Take advantage. Do the upgrades. You can't expect to have a hotel in 2024 or 2025 still operating as though in 1990, what have you. We can't expect to have a taxi service and think that we're operating back in the olden days. We have to modernize. We can't expect to have a water taxi service and we're operating the same old way. We must modernize. Keeping our unique tradition and our friendliness and all of that is important. Keep that. But we must modernize, or else other people are going to come and take it from you, and then you will turn around and say, well, the politicians are not doing anything for me and not creating any jobs and opportunities. We are creating the opportunities by creating an enabling environment for you. And likewise the restaurants. Every restaurant you go in, cook the same thing, fry the same chicken and chips, everybody do the same thing, sell the same jacket and sell the same beers, everything. We have to modernize and lift the thinking. And Beryl has given us this opportunity for us to to reset, rethink, re-strategize, to take advantage of the opportunities to come. Mark my words, Carriacou and Petit Martinique is on the verge. We were on the verge of taking off before Beryl, but we are even more on the verge of taking off, faster than you ever think. Because when that underwater sculpture park is installed, start to install tomorrow, and the night landing is done. The night landing project is still on. We have some delays, but it is still on. We would expand our airport operations to accommodate the night landing and to accommodate other flights besides SVG. And there are some major hotels that are still very much interested in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and they're not coming with their own agenda, but they have to fit in to our unique tradition and culture. So they ain't coming and build no skyscrapers here. They come in and they have to partner with us so that we do things in the Carriacou and Petit Martinique context. So some big things are going to happen in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, including healthcare, including modernizing Carriacou and Petit Martinique services so that we can experience quality tourism on the island. Let's put it that way. So my encouragement to you, and I'll repeat it for the third or the fourth or fifth time, is that an opportunity has been created, or is presented to you. Please, I'm begging you to take full advantage of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Andrews. So let's give Minister Andrews a round of applause again. He has been doing a lot for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and he continues to do so. I know we're ready to go across by the jetty, but to those of you who are viewing online, and it's not in this event, but it's in Carriacou, or even Petit Martinique, feel free to travel over to the Tiro Bay jetty to have a view of the wonderful sculptures. In everything that we do, we ought to give thanks, as it is a must. So I now welcome my hard-working colleague at the Greater Tourism Authority, Carriacou office, Mrs. Kwame Hamilton, to do the vote of thanks. Welcome, Kwame.
A pleasant good morning to everyone present here today. Good morning. Okay. Today, we are indeed thankful for so many things, especially for the opportunity to celebrate this historic event after facing the devastating Hurricane Beryl. This morning, I am hereby tasked with the simplest task, which is to say thank you. On behalf of the Grenada Tourism Authority, we would like to express our sincerest gratitude for the support throughout the planning and execution stages of A World Adrift. This would not be possible without the unwavering commitment of the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs and the chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, who championed this project. Honorable Tevin Andrews, saying thank you is simply not enough. We appreciate you for being here with us today to celebrate this momentous occasion and for your resonating remarks as we recover, rebuild, and grow together. To Director Alison Caton, thank you for your welcome remarks and your dedication to the tourism development in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. ASP Glenn Charles, we are thankful for your presence and your assistance with the traffic arrangements. Mistress Cole Hoshtialik, we are grateful for your tremendous support as our manager, providing an overview of the project and ensuring that the necessary actions are taken to ensure the success of the installation of our underwater sculpture park. Thank you for braving the sea to be with us here today. Mr. Jason Taylor, the mastermind behind A World Adrift, a heartfelt thank you for blessing us with your skillful hands, creating these awesome sculpture pieces, which would be added to our tourism product here on the islands of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. We look forward to working along with you, expanding the collection in the near future. To the students who were models, who were scanned and also selected, thank you for working along with the team. I hope you use this opportunity to shape yourselves into the leaders in your communities, advocating the effects of climate change and how we can all make a difference. To the parents of the selected students, thank you for allowing us to embark on this journey with your children. To the principals, staff, and students of the various schools, thank you for your continuous support and for joining us today. To the management and staff of the Alexis Food Store, a special thank you for accommodating us to host this morning's event. We must express our gratitude to the following partners. D for Dive. We are indeed thankful for the logistical support you have provided thus far, and we thank you in advance for all your assistance in the coming days as we deploy and document the sculptures. To Mr. Richie Gay, thank you for transporting the sculptures and mooring blocks to Carriacou safely. To MoreSafe and the team, thank you for your underwater expertise and technical support as we deploy the sculptures and ensure safe anchorage for vessels going to the attraction. Marshall's Brothers, for being agile and responsive as we transported the sculptures from True Blue to the CARICOM jetty. To the DeCall family, a heartfelt thank you. Your immediately responsiveness to allow us to utilize container park complimentary to fabricate the bases for the sculptures after Hurricane Beryl derailed our plans. Thank you so very much. Thank you to the media for capturing such a memorable occasion. To our stakeholders, other specially invited guests, and well-wishers, we thank you for gracing us with your presence here today. To our chairman, Mr. Randall Dorland, and the CEO, Ms. Petra Roach, although unable to be here today, your instrumental role in the success is appreciated. Once again, thank you one and all. Now let's go enjoy our sculptures. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much again, and thank you to the protocol officers, right? Thank you for your assistance with today. So before we head over to the Turtle Bay Jetty, please grab a drink from the protocol officers, right? And tomorrow, please God, when you step out and you look across by Jackadam, you will see lots of action happening there, right? It is the first, not only for Carriacou and Petite Martinique, for the entire Grenadine chain of island. Thank you again for joining us. To those of you on the live, as I said, please come down to the Turtle Bay Jetty. Thank you, I thank you.